Becca.
I'm Catherine.
And I'm Emily.
And welcome to the Art of Catholic Homemaking podcast. Today we're talking about the Assumption. Do you guys usually do anything for the Assumption?
This is actually our first year where we're really trying to live more liturgically.
Mm-hmm.
So, no.
Well, last year I made my consecration to Mary on the Feast of the Assumption. So this year will be like my 1-year anniversary. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going to renew it.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's
Why
awesome.
it's special to me.
Yeah. I was really excited to do this post because I didn't really know much about the Assumption. All I knew is that she was assumed into heaven, but I didn't know like when that was, when they made it a dogma, and like what other countries do for that feast day is especially really cool. So yeah. And so today we have our we're celebrating with tea to celebrate the feast, and we had scones and we had
We've got an interesting cake.
Yeah, interesting cake.
It's not here on the table, probably for your benefit.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a fun day. We've had a lot of fun so far.
Lots of fun.
What was your guys' favorite part of my post?
I really like how you incorporated ways to celebrate it within your family, because that kind of makes it tangible for people, and it's not just like, okay, not only is this our history, but here are some things you can do to like make it a part of your life, which is like the goal for Catholicism.
Yeah, and I liked how you put things you can do when you're older, because if you look this stuff up, it's like always like crafts and coloring pages.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what if you're not 5?
Exactly. Like it was always like
Yeah.
moms are always taking the initiative to do liturgical living.
Yeah.
And even though I'm a mom, I have a baby, so I can't really do all that stuff, but like I have friends like you guys, and I get to like hang out and celebrate the feast, which is super cool. That's why I was like, man, if there's like a house full of teens, or if like teens want to celebrate a liturgical party, then they should be able to do something too.
Yeah.
So that's what I
Something
like.
other than coloring pages.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I like coloring.
I know, coloring's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, we were so ready to color today.
I know. They forgot the stuff.
I forgot my crayons.
But yeah.
That's okay. We have to be grown-ups for today.
Yeah. Yes.
Drink tea.
Oh, I guess we could talk about one of the legends. There's like 2. I left out a little part because I thought it was kind of silly, but basically one of the legends about the Assumption being true is that St. Thomas wasn't there for the death of Our Lady, so he was like, man, can you open the tomb again? Like, I want to see her for one last time. And they were like, okay, but it was empty. Only the grave cloths were there folded, like our Lord had folded them supposedly. And then there's also a part where they're like, oh, and her girdle fell from heaven. So that's why they knew. They were like, oh, she went up to heaven. But I was like, that's kind of, I don't know. That was very interesting for me to read, that they had to put that little, well, I don't know if it's true or not, but I like the fact that it was St. Thomas in the legend. I was like, that's really cool.
It's like fitting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it makes sense. Like,
yeah.
the beginning and the end. It just completes one another.
I had heard something too from a rosary meditation for the Assumption. I don't know if this is true either, but I think it'd be interesting that before Our Lady died, or not died, before she entered into her dormant state, there was a procession with all of the apostles, and then somebody came up and tried to like disrupt the procession, or like,
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if she was like on a bed or something, I'm assuming, and maybe they tried to like take her off somehow. And I think it was St. Michael came and like cut his arm off, and
What?
St. Peter like picked up his arm and like put it back on him.
Oh,
And
like the
Peter-
ear.
Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting too.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
if that's true, but I kind of hope it is, because that's good stuff to meditate on.
Yeah, that's really cool too.
Yeah.
But like, okay, there's this big thing going on. Like, did she fall asleep or did she die? Like, is there a difference? Do you think there's a difference?
Well, yeah, because one is asleep and one is dead. I mean, I think she died. I agree with what you said in the podcast, because like even Jesus had to die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I was reading too. Like, oh, she just fell asleep and then our Lord was like, like she awoke again.
Yeah.
But I mean, she could have very well been dead, but I don't think she was like resurrected alive. You know what I mean? I think her soul went immediately.
Mhm.
Obviously, she's like the greatest saint. She went immediately to heaven, and then Jesus was able to retrieve her body because it was so pure. And, like, it just fitting that she's there with him also in body and spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could call that falling asleep. Cause
I guess. Like, death is falling asleep? I don't know.
Well, yeah. Because it's not like death. Like, her body didn't decay.
Yeah.
I mean, just because your body didn't decay doesn't mean you're, like, not dead.
Like incorruptible saints. Yeah. They're definitely dead.
They're still dead, but yeah, I've heard both.
Because it was originally, it was originally by the Eastern Church. They're the ones that first celebrated the feast. It's the falling asleep of the Mother of God. That's originally what it was. I don't know the language, but that's what it meant. And then it was the Dormition of Mary, and then it was the Assumption.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's
the Dormition and Assumption.
Dormition and Assumption?
Together.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I heard something interesting. I don't know where I heard this, but it was a story that I forgot where. Well, I just said that, but but that the all of the herbs, like medicinal herbs.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say that word?
Medicinal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After the fall, I don't know if this is true, but they lost some of their potency. And so after Mary was assumed into heaven, they got that potency back. And so that's why they bless herbs on that day.
Yeah, something about on that day they gather the herbs because they're at its height of strength, I guess you could say. And then for the 30 days of harvesting all the herbs and stuff like that it is better.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I like to see the connections between nature and harvest and stuff like that and the liturgical year, and how the early Christians, they understood that and they used that to their advantage. And so today St. Michael's feast is coming up, and so there was this thing called St. Michael's Lent. I don't know if you've heard of it. That St. Francis did. Yeah, and so they would you basically fast for a good harvest, I guess. And so today people don't feel the need to pray for that when really you still need food.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I was gonna say people now even I was reading, I'm oh, wow, all these countries we're oh, we have to pick the harvest for the Assumption. That's their mark. That's how they base their calendar off of the feast, sort of. So reading that, I was kind of well, that's kind of random. They just pick herbs. What does it have to do with Our Lady? But it's because it's such an important feast day that she was with Jesus' body and soul in heaven. That was such a great, joyous occasion in heaven that's why they were oh, well, they're going to give us these great graces. Let's intercede while they're happy, you know? So, yeah, that's what I think. But, yeah, it's a really cool that they take that seriously. And especially in, I think it was Sicily, they fast from all fruit. And, I assume, sweet things. It's sort of a penance. And then on the Assumption, they bring it to the church and they have Mass. And then they bless the fruit, their first fruits. So they're giving their first fruits to God, and then they enjoy it after. So that's what I thought was super cool.
Yeah. We should do that again.
Yeah,
we should.
I mean, people there's a trend of going back to the land, and so this is a perfect opportunity to do those things and to bring God into your daily work.
Too bad we don't have any more herbs in our garden.
Yeah.
You don't have any herbs either.
I don't have a garden at all. That's so sad. Hopefully soon, but yeah.
Yes, God willing. We had a mint plant that we just uprooted.
Oh.
Well, it was kind of dead.
Yeah, it was dead.
Really?
Yeah, our dog would go to the
Oh,
bathroom.
okay.
And there would be bugs and stuff. So.
Yeah, wasps would get it.
Because at my old house, we would have, I don't know why, but they planted mint in the front of our house where the roses were at. So it was a weed. There was so much mint, and it just smelled. Yeah.
It's huge.
But then we just tore it out, and we keep growing and growing. We're oh.
Yeah. What happens with rosemary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People just give away rosemary
Yeah. But yeah, it's super cool.
I want to grow basil. Then you can put it on pizza.
Yeah, that would be good. Basil or oregano is really good.
Yeah.
Then you can get them blessed.
Yes.
On the Feast of the Assumption.
Or like if you want to, I'm going to do a post about a DIY garden that's like in a little planter.
Oh.
So if you did that, and then you took that to be blessed, then there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
For next year.
Next year,
Yeah.
yes, next year. I don't know. I really like the picture, or the painting by Giovanni Battista Piazzetta, The Assumption of Mary, where the apostles are looking in the tomb, and then Mary's already like flying with the angels, but they don't see her. I think in a few of the paintings they do point her out, like, oh, like look at the sky, but I like to think that they didn't see her. They're just like, she was up above, she's with Jesus, instead of like, there she is, she's flying away.
Bye. She goes.
Goodbye. Like the Ascension or something.
I had heard something else too, also from the same rosary meditation. I wish I could remember what it was, so I could like let everybody know. But apparently, before she, whatever you want to say, entered her dormant state or died, apparently she like summoned all of the apostles because did you hear about that too? Because they were all like doing their preaching around in different countries, and so the meditation used the words like in a whirlwind. They all came to her, like to her bedside, and so she could like be with every one of them before she was taken up into heaven. I think that's
I didn't put it in the post, but I did read something similar to that. That it was like a legend that she requested all the apostles be with her, and that like they immediately were like right there or something. Like they were miraculously brought to her by angels or something like that.
I think that's so nice because it's like they were really her children.
Yeah.
Because when Jesus asked or told her, like, John,
behold your son.
So I think that's nice because it's like all their family.
And just imagine like
and all her only family too, because Saint Joseph had passed before Jesus went to ministry, and then Jesus died, and he's in heaven, and then she was there alone. Well, with John, obviously, but who knows if he left for a little while and came back and left and came back. Like that's sad. But I'm sure she was just at the temple. With God. Like it's hard to imagine Mary lonely. And sorrowful.
Her job was to strengthen the church. That's why she was left there.
I heard in maybe it was Mystical City of God or something. After our Lord ascended into heaven, she would go and visit the places where he taught and stuff like that. So she was probably doing that. And I think did she live 12 years after? 20?
Not sure.
I don't know.
I feel like it was 20.
Okay.
But I don't know. It was a long time.
Yeah. But there's so many great like stories that you can meditate upon, even if it's not like factually, like historically accurate. The church gives us so much tradition that it's so nice to be able to meditate on all this and be like, oh, I wonder. We could be thinking of that instead of thinking of like, what am I gonna eat today?
I know. What am I gonna wear?
Yeah. I just think that's really nice that the church gives us that too.
Raise your minds above what you're gonna wear.
Think about
what YouTube videos you're gonna watch. This one.
Yeah. Do you know who is the patron for our country?
Immaculate Conception.
Immaculate Conception, I think, right?
Our Lady of Guadalupe is all of North America.
Oh, I always get them confused.
Okay. Because France, the patron is actually the Assumption.
Oh.
So they do like King Louis the 16th, I think.
I think it was 16th.
Yeah, the 16th. He gave his reign over to Mary so that she would also rule over the country.
Wow.
And so he made her like the patron saint of France. And so they had like processions, and I think it said that they still do like a procession from like they carry a statue of Our Lady, and they like take her from the sepulcher to like the altar or something like that all the altar boys dress in like white as angels, and they take her from a tomb to heaven where is the altar. So I thought that was really cool.
Good to see there's still some tradition.
I know.
They still do that?
It said yes, but I don't know when that blog was last updated. I think it was in Tradition in Action.
Oh, okay.
Come on, France.
I hope so. I hope some town or some city in France still does that, because that is amazing.
Probably in the more like traditional areas.
Yeah, in the country maybe.
Yeah. We need to bring stuff back here.
Yeah, we need a lot more
tradition back
traditions.
here.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just a couple people, like, from your parish.
Yeah.
Or, like something to get people's attention. Be like, oh, that's what we need to do.
I think, like, I know the Institute does, like,
oh,
they
yeah.
do processions. Yeah. I don't know about the other orders. Maybe some of them do, different apostolates, but, and families do it individually, so that's how it starts, though, is just,
it's
like,
the domestic.
With the church.
Oh, I was going to say that there is quite a few Latin masses in France, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I know there's one pilgrimage that everyone does. Like, all around the world they come and they do the pilgrimage. Where is it? In Chartres, France. Have you heard of it?
Oh, yeah.
That all kinds of, like, traditional Latin Mass attendees, like, do a pilgrimage in Chartres, France. I think for the Feast of the Pentecost or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did they go? Like, what did they look?
I don't know.
I'm not sure really about it. I just heard of it.
They just march under their flag and they like recite hymns and the rosary and stuff, and then they just go to mass after. I think that's what it is. I don't really know for sure, but I thought that was really cool that different countries would go.
Yeah.
I heard that the like traditional Catholics in France are like really strong, like more strong than here.
Yeah.
Because they have stronger roots over there.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
What do they call France? It's the eldest daughter of the church. Yeah. Nice. They have so much history.
I think it's so sad because I read this book. It's called The Catholic Family on Angel's Press. Go buy that book. It's really good. Actually, it's 3 books, but they're all really good. But the priest who's writing it, he's from France, and he was talking about how in the public schools they take out God, and he's like, how can you take out God from the history of France? Like, you're left with nothing if you take him out. It's like, it's just horrible. But I thought that was really sad because, like, if you look at France's history, it's all miraculous.
It's all
from, like,
Catholic.
the conversion of Clovis to, like, St. Joan of Arc to...
And I have to read more about the French Revolution.
Oh, yeah. That is, like, largely, like, grossly misunderstood.
Yeah.
Even among Catholics.
Because all I know about the French Revolution is Les Miserables, the musical.
Oh,
and I'm like, that's probably really not
That was
accurate.
actually on the index of forbidden books.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't read it, so.
I just read A Family of Brigands in 1793.
So
yeah, that's
on
on
my
our like,
article.
favorite list.
Oh, okay.
Favorite book list. Yeah, it's so good. It's did you read Emily's little blurb about it on her?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so you know.
I read her post. I was like, dang, I haven't heard of any of these books, and I thought I knew books, but no, I didn't.
It is so good. It'll make you like despise the French Revolution. Honestly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
and cry.
Really powerful. Yeah, it'll make you cry.
Yeah. And even like Louis the 16th is so misunderstood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
there was like my mom showed me this article, and it was like his last like will and testament, I guess. And it was like so sad. Like, that's all I can say. But you should look it up. Or
you're not gonna give us like a little bit, like, why is it sad? I don't know anything. I seriously haven't looked it up or anything.
Yeah,
so.
it's because you could really tell that he was holy, and he was like trying to live his best life, and he was saying all these things that was like he was really sad for his country and like for what he could have done better. And he just wanted everyone to be Catholic and to be joyful in where they were, but like it was sad. And he was like I think he said like something about may the shedding of his blood like help the people of France to, I don't know, be on the right path or something.
Right. Like offering himself like as a martyr so that the future will be more Catholic.
Yeah. But I think
really
it was
sad.
It was really sad, and I think he's very misunderstood by.
So this has turned into
Everyone.
French history.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
Turned into a love
wait,
letter to
but the
France.
Assumption is a patron, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, but I really like France because Saint Louis is my patron saint, so
He is.
I always talk about France. But I'm not French, so.
Yeah. How is your patron saint?
Well, I'm going to be writing an article on that because his feast day is coming up in 2 weeks. So I'm going to write all about that, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Also, in Italy, they have the really cool bowing procession, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. That it was like, they have a little procession, and they have a statue of Jesus waiting in the church for Our Lady. And so they process Our Lady to the church, and then they bow 3 times to each other before she enters into heaven, which is the church. And I was like, hey, we could even do that.
Yeah.
It's really cool. If you have a home altar or anything,
Yeah.
it's super cool.
I want a home altar. There's been like a trend for home altars.
I know. I saw so many on Pinterest, and I pinned them all. And I showed them to my mom, and she's like, oh my gosh, I need to like make one now. But it's like so true. We need to bring that back. That needs to be like a staple.
Totally.
Even
Yeah.
like just for your own prayer, because I know
Yeah.
the Von
Yeah.
Trapps, they like had their own chapel, and for Good Friday they would go in and they would just like sit there for like 2 hours and pray in silence.
Yeah, that would be great if you have
I
space for that to
know.
make your own chapel. Can you imagine?
Like,
Yeah,
I want
that.
my future basement to be a chapel.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
anything,
You
we're
have
just like in the
mass
basement.
there.
Exactly.
It sounds like the penal times. The chapel's in the basement.
Oh yeah.
It's down in the
It's
basement.
only one. Yeah. No, or even just for like mental prayer, like
Yeah.
meditation.
Yeah, you
there.
can go in there.
That'd be so nice. And that's also getting off topic again, but that's like why you need to have good Catholic art in your home too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like think of like a nice beautiful picture of the Assumption, and you could just sit in your little chapel and just like look at that picture on the Feast of the Assumption for like 30 minutes.
I also
That'd be so
like,
beautiful.
It's kind of, no, it's not really off topic, but I like those like little kneelers, like the single.
Oh,
kneelers,
yeah.
just,
The
like,
one. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just.
You can probably
it's
find
cute.
those at like antique stores. I think.
Yeah. Or you could
Really?
probably make
Yeah.
it, maybe.
You could. My mom keeps asking my brother to like. She'd be like hinting at him like, Ryan, see this kneeler? Like that'd be really cool if you could make it. And he's like, that would be cool.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I think if anything, the Americas should bring back the home chapel. Like that should be our thing. That should be our
Yeah.
rebound. That every home has a chapel. Like
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be nice.
instead of a TV, let's have an altar.
Yeah.
At least that's what I want to do.
Me too.
Start small. Start your own home.
Our
Then tell your
resolution.
Yeah.
When
There
we
you
have
go.
homes, we will have our altars right as soon as you walk in. That's the first thing you see. Wait, I want to talk about the mini cardboard shrine. Did you read
Oh,
about that?
yeah.
I thought that was a really cool idea. Because I saw someone else post about like crafts for the Assumption, and I was like, wouldn't it be so cool? Like, I feel like once in school we did like a magazine collage, but like if you
Oh.
took like not sacred art books, but like if you printed out sacred art and like put it on the cardboard, it was like super cool. Like,
Yeah.
you can't paint it on your walls. Well, if you can, then like
Oh,
can I
that'd be
hire
cool,
you?
but-
But
I'll hire you.
but yeah, I just thought that was like a super cool like paper mache or like I don't know,
That's a really good idea.
just fun.
Yeah.
Or like take little gems or something, make little Marian mosaic.
That'd be so
Yeah.
pretty. That's a good idea.
Or you mean like on those, like poster boards that you can
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
fold
The
out?
poster boards
Yeah.
that like close. and,
Yeah.
like, it's like a portable shrine.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No, that's really smart because some people can't afford like very nice Catholic art.
Yeah.
And
some people.
some people.
Me.
Yeah.
And then I also saw on Pinterest they just had like a cabinet hutch thing, and the doors were closed. But then when you open it, it was like painted just this blue on the inside, and it had a statue and like lights. I was like, that's really pretty.
Oh yeah.
Like on a budget, I would totally do that.
Yeah, that's super smart.
This is something I started doing. is even on for Saturdays, but for Feast of Our Lady, you can wear blue to mass. And I do that on First Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
And any feast, just like if you have blue, you can wear blue. That's just something fun you can do.
Yeah. Also, August 22nd is the Queenship of Mary. So there's another one.
Oh.
And then September 8th is her birthday. So that's like...
Lots of stuff coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
And for her birthday, a lot of people, like, they make a cake for her. Just like something simple.
Yeah.
Not like ours.
No. Not simple. But
We should show that cake at the end
I
of
know,
the
we
video.
should show it.
what happened
We should probably
to
put
it?
more cotton candy so it doesn't look so deflated. Wait. Oh my gosh, David. Bring it here. Put it on my lap.
There it is.
What happened to it?
Well, okay, let's just... Little
Cotton
disclaimer.
candy died.
It melted. Okay, so those were supposed to be clouds, you guys. And then there was supposed to be a little statue of Our Lady in the
I
middle.
wanted to get like the floral foam, you know, and get like a
Yeah.
pillar and then like cover it in cotton candy and then put the statue on top.
Yeah.
So the idea
Waiting
was
against it.
there. And then the cake is also blue.
It's blue.
Well, maybe
If
like
you
a
can
turquoise.
turquoise.
Yeah. It kind of looks good.
Emily baked it.
Okay, it was a box mix.
Yeah, but you still put in the effort and made it and brought it. I could
Yeah.
not do that.
And then we frosted it.
Yeah,
and you guys
putting cotton
frosted it with
candy
cotton
on it.
candy.
Yeah, it was fluffy.
It was very fun.
About
Oh,
an
it's
hour
like
ago.
disintegrating.
It's
That's
very
cool.
natural.
Wait, what?
Do a homemade cake if you make
Yeah,
it.
very
So,
healthy and
yeah.
organic. We're very crunchy around here.
Yeah.
We're crunchy
We're
people.
super crunchy. Yeah. Well,
I don't
just
know.
maybe don't buy your cake mix at
Michael's. Yeah.
Well, I
wouldn't do
mean,
that.
it was just one bad. And Michael's didn't make the mix, so let's not point fingers.
Not Michael's fault.
Michael's.
Michael didn't do anything.
Michael's, how dare you sell this really weird cake mix? But like it served its purpose. It's blue.
I mean,
So
it
even
looks
if-
good on the package.
Yeah.
It looks like
It looks
solid
good now
cake,
if you like
but
blur
I
your
mean,
eyes.
we are kind of crunchy because I didn't use canola oil or vegetable oil.
Good.
I used olive oil.
Oh. Okay.
What? I thought you were gonna say coconut oil. or
Organic.
something.
No, because I need to use like a cup, so I wasn't gonna put a cup of
Yeah, but
coconut
I
oil.
melt
this
butter.
big coconut oil.
What?
I melt butter.
Is it a 1-to-1
I was gonna
substitute?
do that. No, because I
No.
looked at this thing and it was like you have to double it, and I was already doubling this.
What?
So I would have been using 4 sticks of butter in that cake, and I was like,
Oh,
that's gonna
wait.
be like
No.
hard
Why?
as a
Wait. Why'd
rock.
you have to double it? Because you got 2 packages.
Yeah,
or
I
'cause-
was making 2.
Oh. Oh yeah, it's a lot of butter.
Yeah. And like I didn't want to use like all the butter, all the Kerrygold.
Do not
Yeah.
melt Kerrygold for cake. What?
Yeah, we just use it for everything.
Yeah.
Oh my
Greasing
gosh.
pans, baking,
Yeah. It's our butter. of
putting it
choice.
on toast. It's like
I wish.
butter scraped over too much bread.
For next year, just wait. We'll have this beautiful.
Just wait. Just wait.
like a blueberry cake or something.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, like that bun cake you put on.
Yeah. Yeah.
on
Yeah.
The article.
On the article, it was a Queenship of Mary because the berries were like on top.
The ceremonial cutting of the Assumption cake. You get to see the blue. What if it tastes so bad? It's a box mix.
Immediately after you see it, you're like, it's a box mix.
I didn't make it.
I mean, it's soft.
Here.
It's okay.
Oh, it looks so turquoise. It looks pretty.
Wait. Thank you.
Wait, show the slice to the camera.
You want this?
It looks
Blue. It looks fluffy.
It smells like really, really good.
Oh, okay.
It smells like fondant.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Wait,
I'm
want
just
milk?
kidding. The cake is not
I'm
trash.
trying to get the milk.
Okay.
It
just
was
give me a
made
sec.
with love for Mary.
Cameraman, do you want to try?
Yes. Smells
Oh
good,
no, I'm
man.
scared.
See, everyone loves the smell, Emily. What's your problem?
It's good.
Oh, it,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I wouldn't trust her opinion. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'll wait for yours.
Oh, that's a big one.
That one got
That's-
the like bigger groove.
That's for the camera guy.
The camera guy.
Do you want to like share a plate with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna
I
eat the
just want
cotton
them to see
candy.
like my
Me
face.
neither. They know what you look like. Yeah.
I know.
They know my name.
But your name is KOGE, right?
Your mom named you KOGE?
It's my middle name.
Knowledge of good and evil. That's ominous.
You always want to remember that.
It looks good. I have to
Oh, I
say.
don't like it. Oh, sorry. It tastes like Play-Doh.
Oh, okay, that's
Oh
good.
my
That's
They don't taste good though.
good. Yeah.
What?
I mean, it's not as salty, right?
I want to try it by itself.
I'll eat the frosting.
I like them. I think it has like the texture.
It's like a really good texture, but I'm like, what does it taste like? I don't know what it tastes like.
It tastes like
It
Play-Doh
smelled
smells.
like Play-Doh when I made it. Frosting, please help me.
Wash it down.
It kind of doesn't taste like anything.
That's not bad. Okay, wait, can I like...
Now you want to
No,
try
I'm
it.
not gonna try it. I just want
What?
to
You're
like...
not
I
even-
want to like tap it. Okay, it's kind of soft.
You gotta try it.
I'm
Oh.
not gonna try it. Mama?
Well, thank you, Catherine and Emily, for joining me on today's feast.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And I can't wait to do another feast day party. And thank you to my brother-in-law, Koji. I'm just kidding. So, for filming our podcast today, say thank you, Uncle. Round of applause. And we hope you found much inspiration for you to celebrate this feast. Goodbye. See you next time. And God bless you.
Bye.